There were more than 2 million migrant arrests made along the southwest border during the fiscal year that just ended in September. Well, that's a 7% drop from last year's record high. Arizona's numbers are going up, and they're the highest anywhere in the country, so forgive us if we're not celebrating here. More than 51,000 migrant arrests occurred during September in the Border Patrol's Tucson sector, the most of any sector in America for the third month in a row. U.S. Senator Mark Kelly visited that part of the border last week and seemed to say the right things to Mike Broomhead afterward, but Cochise County Sheriff Mark Daniels, whose county shares 80 miles of border with Mexico, told me that when he and others from his county were meeting with the senator, they were pretty frustrated with their 25-minute meeting. And it wasn't just lack of time creating that frustration for the locals. It was a lack of content that Sheriff Daniels believes is the most important of any border meeting. That's what's happening locally on the border.
The community impact that nobody wants to talk about. Everybody wants to talk about what's broken in D.C. We know what's broken in D.C. We know what's broken in Congress and the White House. We have to get down to these communities on the border and fix it right now. Every day that goes by is another tragedy that we're addressing somewhere on the southwest border.
Including the tragedies of 2,300 plus children who crossed the border unaccompanied just in September, just in the Tucson sector. Washington is broken, but that's a talking point almost every politician has used. That brokenness comes partly from partisanship, but if you want to pin partisanship on Sheriff Daniels because he's a Republican and Senator Kelly's a Democrat, remember that Sheriff Daniels has been complimentary of Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs because she's gone from just pointing a finger at Washington to actually applying local resources to the border. Something Sheriff Daniels has been doing for years, and something he'll expand on this week because, like most Arizonans, he's tired of waiting on Washington. And he's tired of the people representing us in Washington saying the same things they've said since I became first eligible to vote.